Hey guys, welcome back to Reignited and welcome to part 2 of our custom header build series. Now in our first video, you saw me start in the progress of our stainless headers here. I went ahead and welded on these short tubes to the primaries. That way we can actually start building out the tubes from there. In this video, we're going to continue that process. You can see I pulled the front end off of the truck so that we have very good access to the headers themselves. I went ahead and bolted one of the flanges to the cylinder head. And now comes the really fun part. Now we actually get to start cutting tubes and forming it to fit. Now I'm gonna show you how close of a fit it really is. This could be tricky. I've set myself a big challenge on this one, but I think we can get it figured out. There's gonna have to be some things we're gonna have to work out, but in the end, I think we're gonna get there, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll see at least one whole header tacked together, ready to be welded up. So here's where we stand. As you can see, the primary tubes basically dump right into the frame rail itself. So it's going to have to be a very, very sharp bend coming out of those tubes. I don't know if our standard mandrel bends will cut it. I may end up having to use some pie cuts to make it work. I hope not though, because I don't really want to do the pie cut look. I don't think that looks very clean. Now I've certainly done the pie cut look before, and it was something that I used to like in the past, but I think now with all the different seams on there, unless you're building the right kind of thing, I think it looks kind of cheap, as though you didn't plan it out very well. So if I can just use the mandrel bends, that's the direction I'm gonna try to go. So when I purchased the materials for this job, I went ahead and purchased 2 of these header build kits with the 1 3/4 primaries. And when you have both kits together, it can seem like, man, I've got all sorts of bends for this thing. I don't have to be too careful about what I'm cutting and where. But one thing to keep in mind is, if you use up all of your bends on the first side that you build, the other side, you kind of just have to use whatever's left. And so there'll be a lot more weld seams on there, and I don't think it'll look as pretty. So what I'm trying to do and trying to focus on is I'm only using parts from one header build kit to build the one side. That way, when I do go over to the other side, one, I have a better way of how I'm gonna put it together, but also I have plenty of good usable bends still, so I won't have too many weld seams on there and have it look not as good as this side. So hopefully, in this way, both sides will come out fairly even looking, and it'll look as professional as possible. That's the hope anyway. So the very first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take one of these U-bends and I'm going to cut it right down the center here, so I'll essentially end up with 2 90-degree bends. Now what I'm trying to figure out here is the bend radius here is called the CLR, or centerline radius. That's basically how tight of a bend it is. I need to see if this bend is tight enough to where if I just attach it directly from the primary there, if it will clear the frame rail or not. If it doesn't clear the frame rail, I'm gonna have to come up with a slightly different solution. So I'm really hoping it does. All right, let's get into this first cut. All right, there you go. Now we've got 2 identical 90-degree bends instead of one 180-degree bend. Let's give this a try and see kind of where it stands. All right. Hey, look at that. It does clear. This one not so much, but it's not too far away. This one not so much. This one, yes. So my strategy here is to start from the rearmost cylinder and then work my way forward. Again, I'm not concerned about this being an equal length header in any way. I'm concerned about fitment. So if it comes out here, that's kind of what I'm looking to do. Have it come out here, kind of paralleling the valve cover, and then it's gonna shoot down in this corner here. Like I said, I'm gonna start from this rear cylinder first and then work my way forward from there. All right, so I currently have the second runner just tacked into place there. You see it goes around there. Now, the real test is, you can see it's a pretty sharp bend coming out of here. Honestly, there's not a lot I can do about that. So, bit of a shame, but I think it looks kind of cool the way it wraps around there. So, the real question here is I'm going to go ahead and unbolt this flange and see if I can still actually remove the header from the vehicle. This is very, very tight fit. So if it doesn't actually come out of there, I'm gonna have to do something a little bit different. We'll see. If this comes out of here, I'll be very, very excited. Ho-ho! All right, we're making some good progress now. 2 runners down, 2 more to go. Clearly, I am not the fabricator extraordinaire. Seems how this took me an entire day to do. Well, it took me about 4 hours to do 2 runners on there. So yeah, taking me a little bit of time here. So tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the other 2 runners on this side. We'll go ahead and try to get our collector in place for good, and we'll try to get the V-band on there. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have a finished header for the passenger side. Real quick, you guys, I just want to let you know that we do now have our own t-shirts at reignitedtx.com. So if you want to support the channel, they're available in the black heather, the blue heather, and the yellow heather. Take a look at those, see if that's something you're interested in. All the content that I'm making for you today, all these projects, I really enjoy doing that. I think you guys are responding well. It seems like you like it as well. But in order for me to keep doing this, I need the extra support. If you guys are willing and able, that is fantastic. If not, if you can just watch the videos, that's fantastic too. I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me so far. Now we'll get you back to the main video. All right, we're back the next day on our header build series. Now I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with cylinder number 4. I'm gonna start mapping out the runner location for that one. Again, we are working with some pretty tight constraints here space-wise, so I'm trying to make everything fit up as smoothly as I can and still be able to get the header out with the engine fully installed. There we go, one more runner down. Still pretty happy with how it's coming out so far. This final runner is of course going to be the toughest one, but so far, as you can see, I still managed to actually get the header out, so we're in good shape there. I just need to double check my routing on this final runner here to try to make sure that this thing will actually come out of here. But yeah, pretty happy overall, so let's just continue on with the final runner here. Oh, you guys, I am stoked. Man, I really put in the extra time today. I really pushed hard because I wanted to get this thing all finished up for you guys on this video, and I want you to have to wait for another one. And I really think it paid off. I don't know what you guys think, but I think this thing looks sick. I'm just so stoked on this thing. It really came out cool. I was so excited to have a chance to build my own headers for the first time. And it was tough, no question about it. The space constraints obviously caused some issues, but in the end, you know, I'd love to take credit for how this turned out with these 3 kind of matching that same angle there. But honestly, I think I just built this one here, and then necessity meant that I had to build these ones fairly similar, but it really gives it this cool look. They're all kind of wrapping around each other. I don't know, I'm really happy with how that turned out. Got the V-band clamp welded on there, so it'll be a nice clean connection for the rest of the exhaust. Guys, do me a favor, hit the like button on this one, subscribe. I'm really happy with this thing came out, and I hope you guys can put something down in the comments about what you think of this header as well. All right, so by far the best part about this header build, look at that. She fits like a glove. All right, so this is a terrific example of what I was talking about earlier. When I started this project, I went ahead and separated the header build kits into 2 sides. That way I was making sure I wasn't stealing any extra bends from one side to build the other. And as you can see now, I think that was a pretty good idea because this is all that's left of my header build kit. As far as bends go, that's it. That's all I've got left. And it's actually kind of a bummer because I was hoping to have an extra bend or 2 just in case I needed those for mistakes on the other side. But as you can see, that's the way it goes. I used up basically everything I had because in my mind I thought, okay, this is how many bends I have, so I felt comfortable making the cuts that I did. That's what happened. So if I had the build kits together, you can very easily imagine that I would have used 1 too many bends on one side and then come up short on the other. So again, I'm happy I did it the way I did. All right, so another day later, and now we have the driver's side header all finished up on there. I was pretty worried about the driver's side because I thought there was even less space over there. You have the steering shaft that comes down, and also the firewall itself bulks out just a little bit right there. So I thought it'd be a little trickier on that side, but it's true what they say that the more you do something, obviously the better at it you're going to get. Well, the second time around, I had a better idea of how exactly I wanted to route the tubing, and it actually came out even cleaner than on the passenger side. So the passenger side here, I still really like the look of it with it kind of wrapping around. I'm kind of a fan of like spaghetti type look where you got tubes running everywhere, but it is a little bit bulkier here towards the back. But on the driver's side, I was able to kind of streamline the design a little bit and get everything to match up a little bit cleaner. And the same deal on this, it actually is able to be installed and removed without having to remove anything else. So, well, I shouldn't say that. I think the steering shaft will probably have to be loose while I install it, but other than that, not too bad. But what do you guys think? I think it came out really, really cool. Very clean design, kind of more of a traditional header type look on this one than the other one. But with them both together, again, really, really happy with how this came out. Now it's your turn, guys. Tell me what you think. What do you think of these headers? I think it's awesome, and I'm really excited to move on to the next part of the project. I already have all the components for it, but I'm going to be building a stainless 3-inch exhaust all the way back and do an X pipe in there. I am running high flow cats because I actually want catalytic converters on this vehicle. Got some 3-inch mufflers on there, so really excited, really looking forward to that next stage. We might actually shift over to doing the traction bars first rather than working on the exhaust of the vehicle all the way back, but we'll have to figure that out another day. All right, you guys, thank you so much for everything you do, all the support you guys give me. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at reignited.tx. We'll see you next time on Reignited.